Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of What the Heck is Steve Talking About? Today we're going to go over some basic hydraulics, and this will correlate with what you have in Amatrol, and it will be Chapter 2, Basic Hydraulic Circuits, Chapter 2 in your online Amatrol program. And I'm going to go over a couple of the labs in Segment 2 that covers needle valves and directional control valve flow. So let's get started. Okay, so what we're going to do first is actually, we're going to start with skill 3. We're going to skip over skill 2 for just a moment. But what I've done is I've plumbed the hydraulic training unit according to the schematic in skill 2, except that I have left out the needle valve. We're going to plumb that in just a moment. But for now, we've got hydraulic fluid coming into our DCV, which is our directional control valve. And then we've got it going to and from our hydraulic motor at the moment. And then we've got a return line that takes the fluid back to the tank. And what we're going to do is show you how to control the speed of the motor by feathering the control valve. And what we mean by feathering is this. Instead of just completely actuating the valve, which would give us full flow and full speed of the motor, we're going to just slightly actuate the valve. That's called feathering, and that's going to allow us a little bit of speed control on whatever it is we're moving. Today that happens to be a hydraulic motor, and in a moment it'll be one of these cylinders, but we'll get to that next. So let's give this a shot. Okay, so as you can hear, I've got the pump running, and I'm going to actuate this valve completely to 100%. And we can see that our hydraulic motor is running at full speed. I'm going to reverse it, and the same thing happens. Now, if we do what we call feathering, and I just slightly actuate the DCV, you can see here that we have some speed control on that motor. And we can do the same thing in reverse, and that allows us some control. Okay, so similar to the hydraulic motor that we had plumbed up a moment ago, I've switched over to this the actuator. So what I'm going to do is actuate the DCV at full power, and you can see it takes a second or so for the rod to go in and out. Now, if I want to feather the DCV and control the flow of the hydraulic fluid, I can do so just like this. And I can also do it in reverse, which slowly actuates the rod. Again, there's full speed. Here is feathering. So that's one way to control the flow rate of the fluid on whatever it is that we're actuating. Okay, so what I've done now is I've gone back to the hydraulic motor, but this time, as you'll see in skill 2 on the schematic, I've plumbed in a needle valve here that we can use to control the flow of hydraulic fluid through the system. So now on this lab, when I actuate this switch, I'm going to go fully open. But what we're going to do this time around is we're going to control the speed of that motor by adjusting this needle valve. So no matter what I do here, even if I go fully open, the speed of the motor and the flow of the fluid is going to be controlled by this needle valve. So let's give that a shot. Okay, so I've got the pump turned on and the needle valve is fully open. So we've got full fluid flow. And you can see here when I actuate the valve all the way, we get full motor speed. And I can actuate the valve completely the other way, and we get full motor speed. So what we're going to do here is adjust our needle valve in so that we can restrict the fluid flow to the hydraulic motor. Let's see if we got it there. And you can see now it's running much slower. I've got the DCV fully actuated, and you can see that I'm getting a reduced motor speed. And that's because I've reduced the ability for the fluid to flow freely through the system. So we get the same thing in reverse. I can go complete reverse, and the motor runs in reverse. Okay, so I've plumbed up this actuator, and I've left the needle valve restricted as it was a moment ago when we were plumbed up to the hydraulic motor. So if I actuate the DCV at full throttle, we can see that the needle valve is restricting flow and restricting the speed at which that retracts. Now we can extend it going full throttle, and you can see that the speed is limited because we've limited the rate at which the fluid can flow. Now I'm going to go ahead and open the valve up all the way, and that should put us back to full speed. There we go. Look what happens when I open the DCV now. Okay, so there's my short tutorial on hydraulics. Thanks for watching. And again, if you have any questions, my email is below. You can contact me. If I can't help you, I'll put you in touch with the person that can. And of course, you can always contact your instructor. So again, thanks for watching.